and welcome back to the Business Portal, your gateway to business trends and opportunities. I'm your host, Howell Mabalot, and we're here with the second segment of my show on the corporate world, being seen worldwide via G Satellite Channel 1 and nationally here in the Philippines via Channel 8 Destiny Cable. And of course, GNN is the business portal's host, and we know that today our topic is about conserving a river, and that particular river, the Tungtong River. The TRCP is a project headed by Holistic Education and Development Center, a school which focused on environmental conservation in 2007, and until 2011 they're still focused with that. Last year, their effort was recognized, and an article was written honoring Mr. Henry Calilong and the school as modern heroes of the city. And welcome back, Henry.
Hi.
And with you now are the two of your other students, Jeremiah Frejas.
Hi.
And Justin Duque. Welcome, the two of you. Okay, so Jeremiah Frejas is with butterflies, studying the butterflies and the bees and other insects. And Justin Duque is in charge with studying the birds. Okay, so can you introduce the both of them and how you get to pick them to be part of this show and the project?
Okay, so they are studying birds and butterflies in the river, and actually they chose themselves. No, I'm just joking. They talked as a group.
So they volunteered themselves.
They pushed one another.
That's nice peer pressure. That's positive peer pressure.
So the group decided that they will speak about their project. Them in particular. It's unfortunate that we cannot really
bring the whole 400.
Everyone.
Yes.
No, actually the fourth year batch, because all the fourth year students have been doing a lot for the TRCP. I can see their effort and their love for the river every time we go there on a Wednesday. So they slip and slide, they get dirty, but and I think they don't do it for the grade.
They do it for fun.
They do it for fun, hopefully.
I believe with you because our guest with Z before was Fenogra Abong of UNICEF, and she told us that learning is not only done in school, it's experiential learning that's more important. It's what you touch, how you feel, what you say, and what you hear. Those things, whatever feed our senses, are things that give us education. So how do you find it, Jeremiah, studying the butterflies and the bees?
I find it colorful.
Colorful?
Yeah.
Okay. So ano yung mga efforts mo para maging matagumpay itong project mo?
Well, we follow the butterflies no matter where they go. And of course, with that in mind, we also try to catch the beautiful ones, so the big ones.
Okay, so ilan yung species na nakita mo along the vicinity of the river?
So far, we have more than at least 15.
15
more than 15 species of
15 species. Different kinds of butterflies and moths.
Yes.
Oh. And what about, Justin, the birds? Are there endangered species that are frequenting or nesting along the riverbanks?
Actually po, meron po, pero hindi po mismo siya sa Beverly Hills. Sa ano po siya sa may Fairmount. Makikita po doon yung Philippine hawk.
Changeable hawk eagle.
Changeable hawk eagle.
Wow. And then they use the river for
feeding.
For feeding.
Okay. So they visit the area and they hunt for their prey in that area.
Okay, so how long have you been involved with the project? Kayong dalawa, Jeremiah and Justin.
From the start of the year.
Okay. So, katulad ng question ko kanina kay Rylan, how does this experience change your life or define you as a person right now? Jeremiah and Justin.
So far, I've seen the world in a monochromatic way. I believe that people would stay the same even if they promise to change. But when I saw the butterflies and my classmates' efforts to conserve the river, I think I was wrong at the start.
So that's something nice. That's a nice insight that coming from a fourth year student. Usually fourth year students are thinking about GFs and BFs and MUs, but you're thinking about the planet. That's good. What about you, Justin?
For me, it
Sige, ano yung mga nagbago sa'yo nung naging bahagi ka nitong Tungtong River Conservation Project?
Ano po, parang may pagka-saya at nakakaasar din. Kasi parang,
Masaya at-
ano po, parang sa, kahit lang po sa river, kahit lang po sobrang liit lang po niya. Ano po, parang nakikita mo na po yung mundo doon po. Kasi po, pag pumupunta ka doon, minsan po may mga nakakasalubong ang tao. Parang pong sa jeep.
Oo.
Yung kasabihan po, pag pumasok po kayo sa isang jeep, kita mo po lahat yung ugali ng tao.
That's right.
Kaya para pong ganun.
Yung mga ayaw mag-abot ng barya, yung mga ayaw umusod-usod para yung dalawa na lang.
Magkasya.
Diba? So some people are not cooperating. In fact, they are contributing to the degradation of the river. And you're right, Justin, when you said that it's a microcosm of what the planet is all about. If all of us will just be passive learners, or we'll just be looking at our environment without doing something to actively be involved, so walang mangyayari, di ba? So I believe that after the experience, after your graduation, you'll definitely be changed persons, and you'd be more of environmentalists than your contemporary who were never involved in this kind of project. So kanina sabi mo, Prof. Henry, may significance yung
Yes.
project nila.
What they're studying, when they study butterflies, Jeremiah's group, they're actually studying pollinators.
Okay.
And we know from grade school biology
I
that
know that.
without pollinators, there can be no flowers.
That's right.
So it's important to assess how diverse the pollinators are in the area. So if there are many of them, then it would be better for the plant community. And so far, we are happy to report around 15 species, although we haven't yet narrowed it down because we need expert help. And for that, we go to UP Diliman. There's a professor who can help us there. Some of my former professors as well in college.
So you're
Yes,
UP
I
pala.
come from UP.
Okay.
So we ask their help in going down to the species level of the butterflies.
What about the birds?
The birds are also very important. They are
They're agents of seed dispersal.
okay.
That's right.
They are agents of seed dispersal. So without them, the forest in the area, the woodland, cannot be renewed. So when the birds eat the fruits, they cannot digest the seeds.
So they end up
okay.
yeah.
They end up
Dropping it
all over the place.
and
So if the birds are healthy, if there are numerous, there will be many different kinds of fruit-bearing trees
that's
in the
right.
area.
So there'll be a forest of
Yes.
fruit-bearing trees.
And so far, we have how many species?
30?
30 plus, around
Of
40,
birds.
bordering on 40 of birds. And what's important is that around 30% of that 30 are endemic. So when we say endemic, they are found nowhere else
But
in the
in
Philippines.
the
In the Philippines. So it all the more highlights the need to help, to conserve, to restore the river, small as it is.
so what are the small steps that you have taken to protect the butterflies, the bees, and the birds? Were there campaigns that you launched?
We're having tell them about the symposium.
We're going to have a symposium in Feb 19.
Okay, and the symposium is about?
The entire Tungtong River Conservation Project.
So we will talk to the homeowners of Beverly Hills. We will invite them to gather and listen to what we've been doing so far. So hopefully they will be more aware of what they have in their backyard.
That's right.
Okay.
And speaking of being more aware, have you heard of the Changemaker project of the British Council? Have you sent an entry already?
Wala pa.
You know what, I encourage you and your team to send an entry. I Am a Changemaker is British Council's project, not only in the Philippines but all over the world, recognizing the strengths of groups that are willing to change the world one step
One step
at a time. So, Henry, so how many fourth-year students are involved with this?
There are 20 of them right now. So
And with the butterfly team,
with the butterfly team, there are 5.
5 of you.
Okay, 5.
And the birds group,
Also,
Four.
4
Four.
of them. So the group of 20, actually, I asked them to choose an area of interest. So the
Okay.
fourth years are the ones who are more active in the scientific study of the river. In our school, from grade 1 to third year high school, everyone participates in cleanup and in organized marathons.
Okay.
We have one coming up.
okay,
So
is
we
it, it's
organize
a marathon or a fun run? Just a
It's
fun
an
run.
Earth Fund Run. So
Okay.
we're gonna have it next 2 weeks from now.
Wow,
Okay.
that's nice. And who are the proponents? Who sponsored the fun run?
Their parents.
Just your parents.
So it's just us really. Hopefully we can get sponsors to support the.
You better
the
talk to
activity.
Ilak Diaz because Ilak Diaz is an expert in terms of organizing NGO projects such as this. We did a fun run in one in Taguig to promote the the Nat Geo run, and then the other one is in and the other one is in Mall of Asia. So we did 2 runs for the Bottle School and for the Design Against the Elements. And you know what? Nowadays, corporations, I believe, are aware of the importance of this small group of people who are trying to change the world, and they'd be willing to join your bandwagon by doling out $1 million of pesos of their own funds.
Hopefully.
Hopefully so, yeah.
Hopefully so.
Okay.
Yes.
So, our last 3 minutes is for the 3 of you. Okay. So, si Jeremiah muna. Jeremiah, so ngayon, 4th year ka, so graduating ka na. What are your plans in college, and how do you intend to continue this kind of a legacy that TRCP let you be involved with?
The course I chose for most of the universities I tried to get in was physics and materials engineering.
Physics and materials engineering.
So hopefully I can invent something for the environment, something that's willing to help it rather than be stuck in nature and just
Okay.
clog everything.
That's nice. That's one way of encouraging our young people to believe in themselves, because if there is a will, there is a way. You can do that. What about you, Justin?
Hopefully, USC gets me because for now I'm in academic placement.
Okay, academic place.
And they offered courses. The course I chose was nutrition and dietetics. Yeah, I know. That course is somewhat far from the environment. Yeah. So basically, so far I have no plans yet for the pre-med, but in the future I'm planning to again go back to my alma mater, and hopefully
Give back.
yeah. And I have also plans of birding once more in the Tungtong River after I graduate.
Birding, studying the birds.
Wow.
Birding is the.
Birding. Okay. So with that, I would like to thank, of course, Jeremiah and Justin. And Henry, any last words for those kids? But you'd be staying with me for the third segment.
So hopefully, the efforts of our students would inspire more high schoolers, even grade schoolers, to take stock of what's around them.
Okay.
It's important to wake up a little early every day and listen to the birds, because you'd be surprised that maybe in your backyard there's an endemic species, a species found nowhere else but in the Philippines, and a lot of people are missing it.
That's
as
right.
they're not aware,
And they're too focused on
They're
earning
too-
money.
or they just want to lie in bed
right.
until lunchtime. Most of the kids do, but hopefully we get to inspire a lot of the young people to start looking at their environment more than just playing with their PSPs
That's right.
or going to malls.
Something productive, something that will immerse them to something that will change the world,
Something more natural.
and something
Yes.
more natural. Thank you, Professor Henry. Thank you, Jeremiah, and thank you, Justin. And this is the second segment, wrapping up. Don't go away. We'll be right back for the third segment of the Tungtong River Conservation Project.